Sick. What's up, guys? All right, we're here with another live, and today I'm just going to do the same thing that I did yesterday. It'll probably be the same thing that I do every live session that we get into, just for the sake of having some fun and building some music with you guys. Feel free to comment and tell me if there's anything that you didn't like about what I create. Definitely let me know if I should include the riffs that I create in my next sample pack for you guys to download for free. And as always, subscribe so you don't so you don't miss the next live session. All right, let's get right into it. Not that crap. Don't need that. All right, so let's start a project here, the pattern. And let's pick what key that I want to start in. I guess I should show you guys the tools that I'm using, shouldn't I? My favorite Guitar VST that I always use is the Odin II Guitar VST, man. I turn the Swift off so I can use all these key switches right here. And most often, I really need to practice all of these so I can get, much better at riff building. But most of the time, I just use the bend down, the chugs, and let's see, there's a couple of others. I use the harmonics sometimes too. For the amp sim, I never clicked that, did I? Yes, I did, by accident. The amp simulator is the Fortin Nameless Suite X, which was built and inspired by Meshuggah. For the drums, I use the Death Dealer drums, which are free and badass because I can turn this smash thing up here and down and make them as trashy or not trashy as I want. And if I turn the space up on them, I can make them sound like stadium drums. But that really depends on what I'm creating in the moment. So what key am I going to use today? Ooh, what is that? G? All right, G it is. I like the way it sounds. Now I'm going to lay down my natural minor scale, which I love using. Whole, half, whole, half, whole. Copy and paste it below and above for a much more dynamic range. Not that I ever really do that much. Most of my riffs are very tight and cohesive. They stay within a certain range. So it makes you think that I should be creating groove metal. And I said yesterday in my stream that that's what I'd be creating, and I didn't. I don't think. Maybe I'll try for that today. I'll keep it simple and try to hang out with you guys for a little while before I got to go to work at 5. Night shift is kicking my ass. All right, let's get started here. I'm just going to start out on the root note. Copy and paste that over. Make it some chugs. I like that. Now let's create a rhythm out of those chugs. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Come on with that lag and shit, man. Okay, I like that. All right, now let's copy and paste that over. Okay, now let's start moving the sustained notes around some. Dun, 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 dun. Like that. Dun, dun, dun. Stop with the lagging, bro. That shit irritates me. And let's bring this up a little bit. And then bring this, let this scale back down. Let's see how that turns out. Stop! Okay, that sounds good. 156 BPM. I might turn that down some at the end of this riff building. Let's see if it'll sound good as a slow, dark groove metal riff. I think that's what I want to go for today. And this one will start there at that, yeah, half step above the root note. Turn these two up like this. And bring this up. And then this one will go up. And this will just scale down like a staircase. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I like that. All right, so let's take all these sustained notes, copy and paste, bring them over, and then I'm going to put them up 7 semitones to make them power chords. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it already sounds meaner. Okay. Now, I want you guys to know that a lot of times when I'm building these riffs, well, every time, I focus on vibe first. I don't care about chords and scales most of the time. I like to stay within my scale, but I just focus on feeling rather than, you know, anything technical or something like that. Oh, I'm fucking in love with it already. This is great. Okay, so let's copy it. Come on, you're so fucking slow. And paste it over here in my bass guitar. And let's take away all of these power chords here because I like the bass guitar to just focus on, you know, its job instead of trying to make power chords with the rest of it. Then again, if I did that, I wonder if it might make it sound thicker. Let's see what we got here with this bass guitar going. Sick. Except for that fucking lagging, man. That's such bullshit. All right, let's add some drums to this motherfucker. You know what? No, let's not do that yet. Let's see if I can throw a lead guitar on this and it'll sound good. Now you see how I'm just following a lot of the notes that are already in it, right? Put this one there. That one there. Ooh, I've really got the reverb turned up on this, don't I? And then this will scale down with the rest of it. Now let's bring it up a couple of octaves. So I can hear it clearly. Let's put it over here, copy and paste it onto my other lead guitar. Now each lead guitar is panned hard left and hard right along with the rhythm guitar. Let's turn the reverb down on these. I want to hear it a little more clearly. Turn that mix down, that should be good enough. Oh, okay. I forgot that I sent both of them to their own bus for effects. Okay, so I can actually turn the reverb back up on the amp sim itself. and just leave that reverb on the bus turned off. Okay, nice. Now don't forget, this is very beginner friendly, okay? I don't claim to be an expert in any of this. I just love creating music, and I hope you guys enjoy this enough that you'll stick around or subscribe. And we'll do since my lead guitar and my rhythm guitar are both shorter notes, we'll make the choir something more sustained. Let's try this. That's good where it's supposed to be. That is too. Nice. It's almost fucking shoegaze, man, the way everything is just blending together. Now let's add some drums to this. Let's add some rock style drums. Copy and paste it over. Okay, copy and paste this. Let's do this, and let's bring the cymbals down some. All right, I think I'm starting to love how it sounds. Let's hear it all together. I love it, guys. Wow. So this really came together quite nicely and very easily today. Now, I would argue that one of the most important things about riff building is not to get stressed out, not to overthink it, because in most music, simplicity is the key to keeping everything glued together. Like, if your riff and lead guitar or melody and all of that is too complicated and too busy, you're not going to be able to hear the vocals over all of that stuff. It's going to take attention away from what's most important. Unless, of course, you're building an instrumental and the lead guitar or something like that is supposed to be the star of the show. What I'm saying is, if there are going to be vocals on your instrumental, you definitely want to keep things simple. You get it. You get what I'm saying. All right, so I've got this one built. Let's mess around with slowing it down or speeding it up. Let's see how it sounds. It's at 156. Let me speed it up some. Let's go up 20. 76, 176. Ah, I've got a damn tempo thing locked in here somewhere. Why did I click on that? I don't need that crap. All right. Initialize controls. I thought I already deleted this stupid shit. Fucking get out of here. 176. I'm not sure if I like it faster. Let's slow it down. I'm not sure if I like it like that either. Maybe 156 or 160 is about the best here. It really is. Now let's see how it sounds when I take away those leads. Not bad. Now let's see how it sounds if the leads are the star of the show instead of that choir. Now I definitely think I like it with the choir on top. There we go, blended quite nicely. Alright guys, I guess this is as good as it's gonna get right now. Okay, so I don't really want to jump off of here just yet because I've already, built an 8-bar instrumental. Let's come up with another one and remember to tell me in the comments if I should add this riff into my next riff pack for you guys. Let me turn everything else off so you can hear the riff by itself. I love it. Now, most of the time, there's a lot of arguments out there about whether or not MIDI music is even worthwhile because it's not, natural sounding. It doesn't sound as good as a real guitar, which in some ways might be true. But if you're working with MIDI and you can't learn, a live guitar, or you don't have the money for it, if you're going to use a virtual instrument like this, there are some ways that you can make it sound a little more realistic. Like, one thing you can do is pick a bunch of random notes. It doesn't even have to be, all the same or anything like that. And you can zoom in here and just not do what I just did. That was dumb as hell. And just put them off a little bit like this and leave the other guitar, where it's at. That's not the other guitar. Stupid. Now I'm going to do this for some random notes in both riffs, and let's see how it affects things, if it gives us a more realistic sound. So place that one over. Yeah, definitely has some effect, doesn't it? Because when a person is playing live guitar, there's going to be some little mess ups in there, and that's part of what makes them so unique and sound so good. Humanized instruments are a big deal in music. But whether people like it or not, MIDI music production is becoming a huge thing. People are using it more and more, and you got to get with the times, man. Just because, live guitar has always been the staple of rock and metal music doesn't mean that change isn't good, okay? Like music just like anything else has to evolve. And one of those things that it evolves into is the use of virtual instruments. Why can't I talk today? Okay. So let's do it with some more notes here. See what I'm doing? I'm just picking random notes and adding some mistakes. Push some of them back, some of them a little forward. Because in live music, live playing, there's going to be a lot of notes that are off like this. That's the biggest thing that makes a live instrument sound real. Is that not everything is going to be perfectly quantized. You know what I mean? Why won't this one fucking do what it's supposed to do? Now you want to work right. Fucking dumb. I hate that shit. Okay, we'll leave that alone. Put that forward. I'll leave that one where it's at. We'll move these a little bit. Well, take this one off of that one. And then we'll move this one forward a little bit. And a few of these back here. copy this, go to my other one, erase that shit, paste it, and I'll move some more around on this one to make it even more human. It's already moved around. Let's see what we got. All right. The differences are always very subtle, man, but it does help a lot. Trust me, it makes a difference. Especially when your listeners are people who play live guitar, you're going to get a lot of pushback for using MIDI instruments because live guitar players are really fucking whiny about people using anything but live guitars. I can understand the, arguments about using AI to make music and shit. I'm fully on board with that. The fact that it sucks. Okay, you're not a producer if you're using AI. I mean, in some ways, it's also part of evolution, but it shouldn't be used to make music. And you're not. You know what I mean. I'm pretty sure you get what I'm getting at here. All right. Let's see what else I can do with this one. Let's try this one out with some different drum patterns. Let's change this one up. Let's give it a very quick drum pattern. Yes, that's fucking good. Okay. Wow. I love happy accidents like that, man. Dun, 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 dun. And then I'll skip that one. Yes, okay. Okay, so this definitely in a full instrumental would lead into that pattern. So a pattern leading into that one would have less going on, I think. If it's gonna, I want it to just explode into like, boom. So I'd take the drums off this one. Okay, so I want to add some little transition into that pattern with these drums. Whoa, sorry about that. It does that to me sometimes and I hate it. And it's only when I'm using the damn cymbals, man. Yes! All right, now we're getting there. So after that one, I think it would probably drop down to just the bass. Down to the bass guitar. Let's take these chugs out of this pattern. guys. I love it. And then I'm happy with it. I'm so happy with it. Now, I think I might, in my next live stream, just create a full cohesive instrumental out of this. A minute and a half long is good enough for me because I don't expect anyone's vocals to ever be on it. But overall, this is normally a good stopping point for me because if I continue after I've got something good going like this, I tend to screw it up because I start overthinking and trying to add things that I shouldn't add. After telling you guys that you should keep it simple, I'll start to overcomplicate things. So when you're making your own music, try not to do that. Just make something that you think sounds good and build off of it with like 2 or 3 or 4 other things and just keep it that way, okay? Let's see. I'm not sure if we should get something else going here or I think I might just go ahead and break it off for the day. I don't even know how long I've been on here. It couldn't have been that long. 27 minutes. So it looks like each of my live streams might be a half hour long or so, which is fine for me because I can get on here and create fun stuff and then, tell you guys see you later. So with that being said, see you later. I hope you give the stream a like and you'll subscribe to help me grow, man, because I fucking love doing this and I love that you guys are a part of it. I've got some really good people as a part of my community already. You know who you are. You're the people that are always talking to me and I'm so grateful for you. All right. See you later, guys.